How do you like your pre-orders? What is going on, guys? This is Music Major coming to you guys live with the age-old question, almost the 21st century version of paper or plastic. Do you prefer digital downloads or do you prefer the physical copy? This was a debate I had with myself when Destiny came out, and much less when FIFA 15 came out. Did I want to go to the store and get the physical copy, or did I want to do a digital download? I'm still kind of struggling with that internal debate, but I'm going to verbalize it out here for you guys for the sake of this commentary. Now, digital download versus physical copies here. There's pros and there's cons. I looked on a online discussion board on GameSpot.com, and here's a few responses here. Some guy typed in, I normally prefer to have a game disc because I can always trade or sell if I choose. Installs take up way less space on your hard drive versus downloading and installing, and it's cool to have a small collection of favorites to showcase. On the other hand, I couldn't imagine having hundreds of games on my shelves, so I occasionally download definite keepers. The main advantages of having digital downloads is saving myself a trip to the store or waiting for delivery freeing up shelf space, holy mackerel, and having your games on which system. Which do you prefer? I think that gentleman hit it spot on the head. Now let's rewind to Xbox 360, that generation. I had a horrible instance where I tended to trade in games several times over and essentially screwing myself to the point of I was trading in games to pay for new games, and then I eventually bought those games that I traded in back. So I was paying sometimes 2-3 times over for the same game. So what I eventually wised up to was the fact that I would, download definite keepers so I wouldn't be tempted to trade away these key titles. And I found that to pay dividends. And the reason they paid dividends was the fact that I wouldn't be tempted, or I wouldn't have the option to trade away these games and cost myself more money in the long run. And I almost needed to thank myself for that, because if I did, continue to trade, it would have been a very vicious cycle, to be honest with you. Another reader said that he preferred digital downloads nowadays. They're all on his hard drive and it saves a lot of space in his bedroom. Ooh, that's kinky. But anyway, I tend to side with this gamer in his opinion, but I see it more towards PC, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. Another gamer, not a PC guy, says since he primarily plays his PlayStation 3, he prefers to have a disc of games that he owns. He owns a number of downloaded titles, and it takes up a ton of hard disk space. He almost never sells his games, so that's the main reason he tries to avoid downloading games. So he likes having a pretty elaborate collection. I like where his thinking is on that one. Another gamer here who almost hits it spot on the head, and this is my philosophy here. PC digital download all day long. Console physical copies are preferable due to how much space games can take up on the hard drive. I like this predominantly with the next generation of games that we have. I think the biggest game that I had on my Xbox One when I first got it was NBA 2K14. That took up somewhere in the neighborhood of about 49 gigs of data, which is absolutely just obscene. So I was kind of almost shocked and glad I traded it away. I can't wait for 2K15. But 49 gigs for a game. And they only give us about 500 and some odd, plus some expandable memory. But, we can't even really play with that full 500. I think it's like 161 gigs are done, just cooked due to system data. And it's just ridiculous. I tend to be on this side of the debate. This is how I feel about it. Ever since the Xbox One has come out, I have hard disk copies of games, but I guess to look back on it, to touch on that 360 subject again, since the 360 is now, quote-unquote, going out of style, even though for a streamer like me and for a YouTube guy like me, it's still very much in, because you guys like to relive those vintage games, and I do too. Let's not kid ourselves here on that one. I like to keep a hard copy of these games, and as I look over towards my, display, I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 368 times 4, 24 games on the shelf for Xbox One Xbox 360 and the original Xbox, to 6 games on the Xbox One. Now, those 6 games I possess in hard disk format. I actually jumped into the digital download phase with picking up FIFA 15, which kind of irked me initially in the first week of having it, but I was so gifted with an Xbox One with an incredibly loud disk drive, and sometimes it gets somewhat irritating where it'll, I don't know if you guys are users out there that experience the loud disk drive, and it basically goes for about not a minute and a half. I would say more like 5 or 10 minutes while the game's initially loading. But then it'll quit after the game's done spinning the disc, and it's kind of irritating. So the fact that I got it for FIFA 15, I was almost kind of relieved. Now, I've discovered Steam on my PC since we've gotten the upgrade. I know, I'm last one to the party, I'm sorry. But Steam is amazing. I've got Counter-Strike Go and Sniper Elite. I've been playing those pretty religiously, and it's kind of nice just having a digital download and just having it there, because I'm really going to be the only one that uses it. It's not going to be like I'm going to have a friend come over, or I'm going to have them let them borrow the game. Whereas more people are console gamers. Don't crucify me for that statement necessarily, but I seem to see, in my humble opinion, that more people are console gamers and more casual gamers are console gamers. So I'll be able to, much less to the chagrin of Xbox, let people borrow games, so it's easier to kind of give people games to borrow on the Xbox, whereas, my Steam account, that's just for me, that's my personal enjoyment, and most of my friends and most of the fans that I've played on Twitch and on YouTube with FIFA, most people are going to own FIFA. That's pretty much a given. It's one of the better games out there for the console, and it's one of the best ones to play with people. So I wanted to try digital download just to say I did it. I think I still kind of prefer to have that physical collection to show off, because when I do have gamer friends come over and they look at this nice nifty shelf that I bought from Best Buy that has a bunch of games on it, it's very cool, and it's fun to kind of look over there every once in a while and kind of go, hey, I built that. That's a neat little collection. I can almost feel like one of those guys off of Storage Wars, with a nice collection. What a horrible show. What a horrible reference. God, get it together. But I did enjoy it. I do enjoy the collection aspect of it. And I think I'm going to stay more physical download. I was just kind of in a rush to get FIFA 15 and just wanted to pull the trigger. But we are getting towards the end of the video, guys. I did want to thank you guys for tuning into the stream on Saturday. We are back on Twitch.tv streaming live and in sound. It was a blast. Got to play one of my fellow viewers, Skinnerman, from the UK in FIFA 15. We played to a nice little 0-0 draw. We'll definitely have to break that, that little streak there, or that tie at least. But I appreciate you guys with all the support. Thank you so much. We're up to 50 subscribers at the last check. I never in a million years would have imagined getting to 50 subscribers. So there are 50 people that apparently find me very interesting and apparently find the sound of my voice very pleasing and my insights at least worthy of checking out to get an email about it, or they find me incredibly stupid. Either way, or maybe it's the latter. Maybe you just like me, and it's amazing. But thank you so much for all the support, guys. Make sure that you do like the Twitter. I, post random nonsensical humor. I post to Instagram, and I link it to there. And I post, game updates, sports updates, WWE updates, just about anything to the Twitter. I enjoy engaging you guys, too, and talking. And please, I need more followers, not those weird sex bots that, follow everybody and say, I'm in a town near you. Here's nudes. Here's how this porn star went from ratchet to fabulous. Oh my God, I don't know what happened there. But, yeah, guys, I do appreciate all the support, truly. Make sure you do check us out. We are streaming on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. The stream schedule is varying. Visit twitch.tv/musicmajor089 to check that out. Make sure to give a thumbs up on the video. Continue to subscribe. Pass me along to friends that you might think find me interesting. And thanks for all the support, guys. We'll check you out next time. Take care. I hope the music plays on this.